first unboxing of the year because it was our first day back from the Christmas break, and the Rose Anvil crew worked so hard and performed so well and stayed so healthy during the break that we literally just did basically an extra week's worth of work because we anticipated everyone getting sick. And so we were able to take an extra week off during the holidays. So now it's the 13th of January, and it is time to unbox this bad boy. And we teased this in, I can't remember which video. We talked about, like, I'm gonna give you a teaser, and I like put up a little bit of a little teaser. You probably already know what it is because it's more than likely in the thumbnail to get your attention. But this is gonna be a fun one because this is one of our more popular and cool collaborations over the last few years, especially for footwear, or for for shoes. I think it's probably our most successful collaboration is with Goral, because we did the SMUGS, the MUGS, the slugs, and really the MUGS were the ones that started it, but the SMUGS, which is the sneakers made using good shit, was a really cool project because I wanted a pair of like sneakers that were high top sneakers that were built like a boot. You know, like I like Converse. I always have a pair of Chucks, always, no matter what, throughout my entire life. I always have pairs of Vans. I always have pairs of like little lightweight sneakers. I have like little athletic shoes, like these Ultras. I have, you know, but I wanted a really, really nice boot quality sneaker. And apparently so did everyone else because these sell really well. We just released a smaller batch of CF Stead SMUGS, which is really cool because it's an English tanner. It's arguably a strong argument that they're the best suede makers in the entire world. They're like the only suede that I'd ever buy. Yeah, I think CF Stead kills it. I love CF Stead. They work really well. They feel really good. And, you know, we're working on that wide last. That's the one I teased it in, was when we unboxed that wide last. I think you guys are gonna like that because I don't think anyone else in the entire world makes a really like top of the line, high quality sneaker that's barefoot. You know, there's all the junk and all the garbage that you see. I don't mean to display junk and garbage, but they are cheap. You know, they're under $100. They're really affordable. They look like this, you know, and I think we can do something really cool with the wide toe box. But that has nothing to do with this unboxing. So we just released a bunch of our products in our specialty leathers, like the Shrunken Bison, some of that Red Wing-like leather, our Blood Core, and people right off the bat, we were like, hey, I want that in a bracelet. Hey, I want a wallet in that. I want this. And so we just kind of been adding a bunch of stuff to our offering in those leathers, like our knot bracelet. This is one of the very first products we ever designed. It's, you know, and it's not even designed in quotations because all it really is a little strip of leather with a little slit in the end. You put it through the slit, tie a little knot in it, and you got a knot bracelet. Then we also are releasing all these little rings. And these rings, the funniest way to ever come up with a product, because these might look familiar to you. It's this exact same piece. This little part that we add on our slim neck strap and our slim wrist strap is this little piece. And so we just started cutting them out of all the specialty leathers so you can make little rings out of it. You know, it was not even planned. It just happened to work out perfectly. Someone in the shop was like, you can make that into a ring. And I was like, I think you could actually. So if you want to try out some of these leathers and you don't want to buy a $600 or $700 boot to try out some Blood Core or some of the Shrunken Bison or Chrome XL, because that's the fun of it, is you get to sample some of these leathers that you've always wanted to get, but in a product that's a fraction of the cost, where you still get to see it age, you see how it reacts to how you live and the sweat and oil and dirt that you have in your daily life. So check out the knot bracelets below and the rings below in all of our specialty leathers and our stock leathers. So check them out below. Because this unboxing is probably out of any of the sneakers we've ever done, this is the one that I most want to date. Because it comes in the leather that I designed, and I'm excited to wear them. And give you a little sneak peek, huh? These were the Drifter 3s. These came in the Blood Core. It's how we launched the Blood Core, and this is the pair that I really, really beat up. You can see how mangled it is, and I obviously didn't have 3 years of wear to simulate it, and so we really just, I did a bunch of different things, went out and kicked a bunch of trees and rocks and hiked in them and scratched them up and scraped them, and it was kind of a fun process, and you can see how cool this all turned out. And you're probably sick of hearing me talking about Blood Core, but I love it. But the whole concept behind this was to design a leather that really emphasized the true nature of leather, that it is animal's flesh, that it did come from an animal that once was alive, that lived some normal animal life, hopefully, and in its death, you can still utilize its life that it lived through the products that you can make from the animal's leather. And so many people forget about that like the leather comes from animals, that it was once a living creature, and they just treat it like it's plastic. They treat it like it's rubber. And so instead of like trying to be really elegant and sneak around the fact that like leather comes from an animal, like you need to honor the animal, you need to do this. It's like, let's just take a sledgehammer to it. This is leather. Look, it's bleeding. There's blood showing through when you scratch it. It's bloody. It's leather. It's flesh. And that's a very Rose Anvil approach. Is just the sledgehammer approach. But because you go that approach, you get some really cool concepts and projects that these brands are willing to do with us. And you can beat that leather up and completely destroy it like a work boot leather, or you can shine it up, take care of it, and get a nice gradient of that color. And people have started to get these the last couple months, or maybe like month and a half, and they're starting to look good. Some people are sending me some pictures, and it's cool just when people start getting the products you design, because it's fun to design, it's fun to launch, but then you got the next project. But once people start getting the products, they start sending them to you, we can repost them. It's really fun, because I can make them for me because I want them. I make them for the business because we need money to run a business. But we also make it for the homies that are buying them. And so if you've got a pair, if you get any of our collaborations, send us pics, update me. Just send it in DMs of Instagram, because we'll repost your photos and stuff. But I just really like seeing how people are wearing them, especially with this blood core leather. How are they going to age differently? How do different jobs age the leather differently? How do different environments, climates, different styles, how does it all affect this unique leather? That's what the blood core concept is. And then remember, we launched the Koi sneaker and the Goral sneaker, and I don't know if it's coming out before or after, but I did a little deep dive comparing the two because they're very similar, and yet we came from two different angles to make these boots. One from like trying to make a sneaker into boot quality, this one trying to take a true sneaker construction and make it as high quality as possible. And you end up with something that looks fairly similar on the inside, but they're functionally different. They act differently. They're made differently. And so that video is either coming out or it's coming out. It's already out. One of the two. I don't know yet. And it's a cool one because I think both of these sneakers are really unique. I don't think, because Goral was the first one that they claim, at least, I don't know, I haven't researched every single possible boot company in the entire world, but Goral claims that they're the first true Blake Stitch trainer, true Blake Stitch sneaker, because that's really all you see. You only see that in like that Blake Stitch in dress boots, some work boots, and dress shoes. And nobody had ever done a Strobel Stitch leather board that I've ever seen. And so both of these pretty unique little shoes. Okay, so that's your preface. I don't think there's any, and I don't know the details yet. I don't know. I'm pretty sure these launch on January 30th. I'll put whatever information I'm missing here, just so you can kind of keep up to date with it all. There's gonna be limited quantities, like pretty limited quantities, because we pre-ordered a batch of the blood core for this. And so there'll be a lot faster turnaround time than if it were like we had to order the leather, but because of that, there's gonna be lower quantities. So if you do want a pair of the blood SMUGS, be sure to get on that limited edition email list. It's in the description. It gives you early access by a few hours, even before the public even knows it launches. You got an exclusive link to get in and get your order in. It gives you the lead up content that's like the sizing guide. We'll send you all the previous videos that we did with Goral and the SMUGS, and I'll put them in the links below as well if you want to watch them. And you get the sizing guide. I don't know if I said that. Sizing guide, extra content, hiking content, breaking content. And it's just a good way to get all the information you need to know when ordering an expensive sneaker that's handmade before the launch. Because there's nothing worse than being like, all right, I gotta order this thing, everyone's buying them, and I don't even know what size I want, I don't know what color, I don't know anything I want. And so like the whole attempt with this is to equip the people that care the most, that are paying the most attention, that support the brand the most, so that you can get in, get all your information, get ready, get the order in before anyone else has a shot. So get on that list, and I'll put links to those other videos below. So let's do it. Which way? Don't need a knife yet. All right, I'll use the knife. Which knife was most handy? Skeletal, Leatherman Skeletal. These are sweet. My buddy Jay turned me onto these forever ago. And I've lost like 4 of them, but they're sweet. They're handy. Don't cut towards yourself. Says everybody that's never actually used a knife for a living. Hey, I'm excited about this one. I hope it's my size. I don't remember if I told them the size or if this is just like a pair for the unboxing. So let's do it. Unboxing the Blood Core SMUGS. I have so much Goral packaging. I have like 1,000 of these. And 1,000 of their little duster bags. Okay, moment of truth. Those are so clean. Oh my gosh. And look at the red popping through. That looks so cool. With the black, also black stitching. And I honestly don't even mind the brass, like the antique brass eyelets. You know, because black would be fine too, but it surprised me. I don't mind that at all. What would I rather have? Like the antique brass or black? I think I'd rather have black, but this really does look pretty good. Because sometimes black can look too black. Like with these Thorogoods. Like one thing I like about these Thorogoods, they're blacked out boots, is they have just that little pop of color with the stitching being white and that rubber midsole being white. It kind of has that same effect here. It doesn't look like a security guard shoe. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you rather have black eyelets or would you rather have the brass or the antique brass? More importantly though, look at the red popping through. Just little hints of red, you know, and this is about as red as it's ever gonna get because once you start wearing them, that red starts to absorb all the dirt and grime and all the oil that gets basically squeezed out of this Latigo tanned leather. It absorbs in like all the dirt and grime and it starts turning all these little edges blacker or not blacker, darker. And then the fun thing is, depending on how you wear them, these either stay mostly black, or if you really like if Sam had a pair of these and he was skating them and maybe not use them as skate shoes, but like, you know, when you're walking around and you're a skateboard guy, I'm sure when a skateboard presents itself, you do a little kickflip or something, I don't know. And eventually, Sam would really beat these up just from the way he does his life. He rides his bike to work, he skates, and he's just gonna mangle these. Whereas like somebody that works in an office, they might take 50 steps a day, and over 5 years, these are gonna be like perfectly patina to this really slow gradient. And it's up to you on how you wanna do it. And that's like the fun of this leather. Not only is it a reminder that it's real animal flesh that used to be on a living animal, but you get this long-term fun of patina, but in a very like, not slow way like a wallet, like my wallet here that I carry my Swayze, shameless plug for own products. This used to be veg tan, so it used to be like really, really tan. But over a year, it's slightly changed colors, you know? And that's patina, just a really slow process. Whereas with this, you can take it as slow as you want, or you can literally sand them down. Like you can do whatever you want. And that's the fun of this. There's no correct way to use Blood Core, and that's the point. And it's gonna be really cool to see how this ages over time. That's pretty much it. I want to wear these. So get on the limited edition email list. I think they're launching January 30th. If not, the correction will be here. Get on that limited edition email list. I'll put links to the other Goral unboxings, the other SMUGS videos, and the Drifter video and the Blood Core and the Blood Core unboxing videos. So you have plenty of Blood Core content to watch and plenty of SMUGS content to watch to tide you over until we get to the launch. And leading up, we're gonna do some good content and some other stuff just to keep things interesting with the Blood Core. And let me know what you guys think. I think this is pretty well dialed in. The only thing that I'm a little bit on the fence about is like the eyelets. So let me know what you guys think about that. Oh, we didn't try them on. See, it's been like 3 weeks since I recorded. What am I wearing? My hickory stripe grease points. What is this brand actually? What does that say? What does that say? wax. My wax jacket that's not waxed, the brand is wax. I got this from the stockist in Salt Lake. Somebody gave it to me as a gift from the stockist from Salt Lake. And the palladiums, these little slip-on palladiums. I'm playing with a lot of different palladiums because there's a concept that I think that Palladium hasn't done and that they'll never do that could be done, that I want, that nobody makes. That's what we do for collaborations. You know, it's like designing is one of my favorite things to do, and one of the least fulfilling things about designing is when you just copy someone else's work, or when you aren't doing anything new or interesting. When you launch something and it doesn't get any kind of attention at all, no hate, no love, no nothing, it's better to get a ton of hate than it is to just get no interest whatsoever. And so that's why in everything we do is just so over the top, so ridiculous, so like, it's how we do things, because it's fun, it's exciting, it's like bigger, it's more fun. We're not a boot brand, so it's like, why not just take it to the most extreme? Why not, if we're not a shoe brand, like why not do all this crazy stuff? So thank you guys for your support, because that's how we convince these brands to do this. Yeah. Shout out to Goral. They're so fun. They're actually coming to Utah. Goral's coming to Utah in like 2 or 3 weeks. So we're gonna probably take them to the Jazz game, the new Utah Hockey Club, hopefully get tickets. And it's gonna be cool. Having the Goral guys in town. That wasn't much of a snap, but what size are these? Oh, they're a US 11. They're not even close to fitting me. Well, unfortunately, I can't really give you a try on because they're way too big. Dang it, okay, that's fine. Hopefully they'll send me another pair for me to wear, because I was hoping they'd break these in so I could show you guys what they look like. Well, that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Be on the lookout for them. Thank you guys for all the support of the collaborations. Last year, the collaborations is solely what made this year possible. And you're like, what do you mean this year? It's been like, well, this is the first video. It's been one day. You just wait. This year's gonna be crazy. We got some cool stuff planned, and we'll be announcing stuff pretty soon, because that 1 million subscriber mark caught us off guard. I thought it was gonna happen in January or February. It was projected, and then all of a sudden the channel just whoop. As soon as we got close to that 1 million, people started subbing, and we hit it in November. And so announcements are coming soon, and lots of cool stuff on the way because of your guys' support and because of these brands like Goral that are willing to gamble on projects and hope that they work out, invest tons of time and energy and materials into projects that sometimes never see the light of day, that aren't even possible, that it's not guaranteed that anything's gonna sell, and yet they trust us because you guys trust us to make really cool products that actually are making a difference, that are different, that are really unique and cool. And that, to me, is a literal dream come true, because this is like everything I've ever wanted to do. The designing, the marketing, the branding, the strategy of a really cool business that I love, with people that I love working with, and brands I love working with. And the first big announcement that we're gonna be making is going to be in the State of the Union address, where we're gonna go over like a lot of the details of last year, what worked, maybe do some rankings, like give you some updates on what's going on, some ideas of what's gonna be coming down the road for collaborations, for products, for all those 1 million subscriber stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And I think that's it. I'm out of practice. I'm not used to doing unboxing. It's been a few weeks. So if I forgot something, sorry, but thank you guys. See ya.